Feel the joint exercise, starting from small joints to bigger joints. Finger joint, wrist joint, elbow joint, shoulder joint, neck, eyes, temporomandibular joint, spine, hip joint, knee joint, ankle joint, and the toes. The movement has to be done 40 times per joint, once in the morning and then in the evening. Starting from the finger joints, first one, the first joint of the finger joint, flexion and extension of the first joint. Then next is the second joint. Same, we have to move the joint as shown in the video. Now it's the third joint, and then we have to go for the wrist joint movements. So it is the flexion as well as extension of the wrist joints. All movements has to be done for 40 times each. Now coming to the elbow joint, the flexion and extension of the elbow joint. Now is a shoulder joint movement, clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation of the shoulder joint. All the movements has to be done 40 times each. Now eyes, it is a blinking of the eyes. Next, coming to the temporomandibular joint, that is opening and closing of mouth. Moving of the neck joint towards the front as well as towards the back. Then towards the sides, that is to the right, and then towards the left side. Now moving on to the spine exercise, lay down and bend your knees. Then move your knees towards your right side and neck towards your left side. Again come back to the normal position. Then again move your knees towards your left side and neck towards your right side. And then you have to repeat the procedure for another 40 times. Now moving on to the hip exercise, extend your arms and then move forward as well as move backwards, and make sure not to bend your knees while moving in the forward direction. Now moving on to the knee joint exercise, you have to do the flexion as well as extension of both the knees, that is right and left separately, and have to be done in a standing posture. So you'll be doing the first flexion and extension of the right leg, then you can move on to the flexion and extension of the left leg. Ankle joint exercise, you can do the flexion and extension of the ankle joint in the sitting posture. Now coming to the toes, here you have to do the movements, that is a flexion and extension of the toes as seen in the video.